Earlier today, Jessica Tarlov, who's like the only Democrat at Fox News, destroyed Donald Trump for his disastrous interview at the National Association of Black Journalists conference that took place in Chicago today. You know, people at Fox News and the Republicans in Congress are trying to play cover for Donald Trump and pretend that it wasn't that bad and that he got his message out. But Jessica Tarlov and many others in the media are speaking the realities as to what happened today and how that was a really bad interview, and it certainly has damaged Donald Trump's campaign, and you can see it from what his campaign is doing, trying to like cover it up, pretend it didn't happen, and things like that. So I have a couple of clips from her Fox News appearance today where she and the host kind of go back and forth on it, and they're both really great. So the first clip I want to show you is just her immediate reaction to Donald Trump's interview today. Take a look.
Your reaction to what we saw?
My reaction is that it was a complete, absolute dumpster fire for the former president. I don't feel the need to give him any credit for showing up there because he came with a terrible attitude. He hit all of his regular hits, lying about his record for Black Americans. The comparison saying he's done the most for the Black community since Abraham Lincoln is obviously ridiculous. Unemployment is lower for Black Americans under Joe Biden than Donald Trump. Everybody knows that. Even Donald Trump knows that. People have told him. He just won't stop. I thought that he was rude and offensive to the questioners. I don't think, in response to what Joe was saying, that asking him, for instance, about calling Kamala Harris a DEI hire is going into debate mode. This is who his opponent is. And then his response that she used to be Indian and is now somehow Black was offensive no matter the color of their skin.
All right, look, she has an Indian mother and a Jamaican father.
Right,
I don't know why we have to.
But
she has an Indian mother and a Black father. So those are two different backgrounds. You know, this is. I just want to back up for a second.
Yeah, very well said by Jessica Tarlov. And as you saw at the end there, the Fox News host that was hosting the segment tried to like jump in there and try to defend Donald Trump and attack Kamala Harris for being biracial, pointing out that her mother is of Indian descent, her father is of Jamaican descent. And what we've seen in the past couple of days with Trump and people at Fox News is that Kamala Harris being biracial is just breaking their brains. They cannot comprehend it. They do not understand someone being biracial. So when we say that Kamala Harris is a Black woman and she's also Indian, it's because she's biracial. And for some reason, the Republicans just don't get that. So they have to say, oh, she's one or the other. Like, what? She has been open about this her entire career. She's given speeches about how she's biracial. She's included this in books. She's never hid from the fact that she is biracial, but for some reason, Republicans are just now discovering this. They're now thinking that this is a weird thing. It's like, no, Kamala Harris is the first Black woman vice president. She's also of Indian descent. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. And I guess the Fox News host there is trying to do Donald Trump's bidding and repeat his talking points that apparently she has to be one or the other, which is obviously not how any of that works. I don't know why it's so difficult for them to understand. It's apparently very difficult for Trump to understand as well. And he's running to be the president of the United States. I guess he doesn't know that biracial people exist in the United States, which is very concerning if you're running to be the leader of this country. I don't know. But as you can see, they're playing a little bit of cover for Donald Trump here, trying to give validity to his insane talking points, just utter nonsense. And the Fox News host tried to jump in there at the end there. But also, I agree with Jessica Tarlov's first point on the matter surrounding Donald Trump's appearance there. Basically saying that, like, look, Donald Trump's whole, I did more for the Black community than any president before him is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like he has really said before that he has done more for the Black community in the United States than Lincoln. Than Lyndon B. Johnson, the guy who passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. I mean, really? And the reality is Donald Trump didn't do anything for people of color. He didn't do anything at all. Matter of fact, Donald Trump made it harder and endorsed efforts by Republican governors to make it harder for Black people to vote, taking polling locations out of their communities, out of predominantly Black areas. That is what Donald Trump has done. So for him to say that is just wrong. It's just objectively untrue. And he keeps doing it. People correct him saying, well, hey, what about, the many presidents before you who have passed civil rights legislation? What about Joe Biden, who has funded HBCUs more than you could have dreamed of? What about Joe Biden, who now has more black people in the United States insured than ever before? That's right, more black people have health insurance under Joe Biden, lower unemployment rate. Do you really make that claim? And he doubles down anyway. It is ridiculous. But I like that Jessica Tarlov called both of those things out. The confusion with her being biracial, I don't know what they're so confused about. And of course, Donald Trump's ridiculous claim that he has done more for black Americans than anybody before him. So it's ridiculous. But Jessica Tarlov went on, and she has another moment in this interview that I really want to show you, where she really calls out the Republicans and Donald Trump specifically for his appearance at this interview today. This is another great clip. Take a look.
Deserves to be treated with a modicum of respect coming in. If you have hard questions, no problem. No problem. You know, you can go at them as much as you want. But I was actually shocked that, you know, he got up and shook her hand at the end. I thought that was, you know, gracious of him, given the top of this, Jessica, which was just unnecessary.
Well, I think that what the questioners were transposing was the sentiment that a majority of black Americans feel towards former President Donald Trump. This is somebody whose overtures to the black community have consisted of things like, you know, I'm in the sneaker business and they'll love that. Or I have more convictions now. Now that I'm a felon, maybe blacks will like me more. So I understand the standoffishness, and I think it's great that he went and did it and that people could see it unfiltered, how he actually thinks about these issues, how he thinks about his own record, how he talks about other black Americans. That's all crucial for this audience to see, and it will be projected far and wide.
Yeah, another great argument and great point by Jessica Tarlov. Look, Donald Trump always says, well, you know what? I sell sneakers. I'm a felon. I have a mugshot, so now black Americans are going to align with me? What? What? Are you saying that? What? Are you saying that if you sell shoes and that you're a criminal, black people like you more? Are you joking? It is one of the most racist and disgusting arguments that Donald Trump has made thus far. And he continues to do it. He says, well, look at how great my mugshot is. It resonates with you guys. What? It's so gross. It's so disgusting. And the fact that he gets away with it and his cult doesn't mind it really just shows you what the Republican Party is today. And, you know, it's part of Donald Trump's long history of racism, right? And that history is continuing to this day, not only with his failed appeal toward people of color, but what he's doing with, like, Kamala Harris, for example, questioning her ethnicity, saying that she's not actually black, or saying that she wasn't born in the United States. He did this with Obama. Let's go back to 2012, 2008 era, where Obama was running for president. Donald Trump questioned whether he was born in the United States. There, we have Obama's birth certificate. He said it was fake. He said he has high-ranking sources who told him it's on the contrary. What? Now, I'll go all the way back to the 1970s. Donald Trump was sued for housing discrimination by the Department of Justice for denying people of color who were applicants for his buildings, but accepting white applicants for his buildings. They settled a case. That's what Donald Trump was sued for all the way back in the 1970s. And now, and of course, we have other moments of where he's dining with a white supremacist, Nick Fuentes, at his Mar-a-Lago estate, telling congresswomen who are people of color to go back to where they came from. Like, Donald Trump is a clear and present racist. And this interview that he had today certainly exposed that further. And the arguments that he makes towards people of color and the black community specifically really proves that he just thinks that they love crime and they love shoes. It's so gross. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, I'm saying it now out loud. I'm like hearing myself say it, and it's giving me like goosebumps at how awful it is. It's really just gross how Donald Trump tries to appeal to people that don't look like him or love like him or speak like him. He goes with like the most disgusting stereotypes and thinks that's going to win him votes. It's not. It's not. People see right through the garbage. So anyway, great appearance from Jessica Tarlov today. Really always love seeing her on Fox News, kind of like slapping these people around. It's always great. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below. We're so close to 90,000 subscribers, which is crazy. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.